Stop for a moment. Hold your breath. Don't move. Listen carefully, because something is happening to you right now. Something you cannot see, but can already feel rising beneath your skin, like a quiet tremor in your spirit. This is not a normal moment, and what is reaching for you in this very second is not of this world. It is an intervention, a divine interception, a supernatural recalibration of the timeline you have been walking. The air around you has shifted. Your atmosphere has thickened. Your spirit is being summoned into a room you didn't even know existed, a room where decisions about your destiny have already been made. There is a reason your heart is reacting, a reason your breathing changes, a reason your mind suddenly becomes still, even if 1,000 thoughts were screaming minutes ago. Heaven is leaning in. Something ancient, something written before you ever took your first breath, is opening like a sealed scroll with your name engraved into its surface. For too long, forces you could not identify have tried to silence you, slow you, break your rhythm, and blur your purpose. For too long, the weight you carried didn't match the size of your shoulders. But now, heaven is shifting your alignment, and your spiritual atmosphere is being rewritten word by word. Listen closely, because what you are about to hear will move through you like a pulse, like a signal that reactivates everything dormant, forgotten, or stolen. You are not imagining this. Your spiritual senses are opening, your internal gates are being unlocked, and your destiny is responding to a call it cannot refuse. Before we go deeper, write your warmest wishes and 777 in the comments as a spiritual activation code. This is not a casual action. It is the moment where you declare alignment with the restoration unfolding for you. The moment where you participate in the return of what was taken, delayed, or diminished. As you write it, you are signaling to heaven that you are ready for renewal, ready for recovery, ready for the shift that has been waiting to descend upon your life. And as you do this, like the prophets who acted before they saw, you take the first step into the unseen. After you write it, like this video with intention, it is a command, not a suggestion. Subscribe and lock yourself into this frequency, because what begins today must not be interrupted. Do it now. Something inside you has been aching for a long time, a silent wound that no one could read, a bruise that formed in the spiritual realm long before you ever understood what attacked you. You survived things that were meant to erase you. You crawled through seasons where your strength should have failed. You carried losses that never made sense, delays that shouldn't have lasted as long as they did, and betrayals that should have broken your identity. What you didn't know was that there were unseen forces siphoning your joy, draining your momentum, interfering with your breakthroughs like thieves moving in the shadows. You felt robbed in ways you could not explain, as if pieces of your life were slipping through cracks you couldn't find. But hear this with the fullness of your soul. There is a divine reversal breaking through your atmosphere right now. Heaven has traced every missing piece, every stolen opportunity, every drained blessing. and every fractured promise. Nothing escaped the record. Nothing was overlooked. There is an angelic deployment in motion, a celestial retrieval mission, and the order has been signed with fire. What was taken from you did not disappear. It was stored, waiting for the hour of reclamation. That hour has arrived. Your spiritual biology is changing in this very moment. There are angels performing surgery in unseen realms, reconstructing parts of your identity that were tampered with. Your emotional DNA, the part of you that holds memory, inheritance, and generational patterns, is being rewritten line by line. The systems in your spirit that were shut down by trauma are being reignited, one glowing spark at a time. You are undergoing cellular reconstruction, a restoration of Eden memory, the ancient remembrance of who you were always meant to be. You may feel tingles, chills, or subtle warmth as this activation flows through you, because heaven is stitching together what was torn, replacing what was corrupted, and reviving what was buried. This is not motivational language. This is spiritual mechanics unfolding in real time. You are being reattached to timelines that were prematurely severed. You are being guided back into alignment with the version of you that was written before the loss, before the betrayal, before the delay, before the spiritual theft that tried to define your story. There are testimonies rising in the spirit even now, stories of people who walked through seasons identical to yours, emptiness, silence, disappointment, stagnation. And yet, when heaven activated their restoration, everything accelerated. Doors opened without explanation. Relationships healed without force. Opportunities resurfaced after years buried beneath dust. Debts dissolved, strength returned, identity awakened. They stepped into blessings so precise, so intentional, that even their enemies could not deny the shift. And the same pattern is unfolding for you, with your name inscribed on it, with your story embedded in its structure. You may think you've lost too much or waited too long. You may believe the damage is too severe or the wounds too deep. But listen, nothing is too lost for the author who wrote time. Nothing is too broken for the one who crafts galaxies. Nothing is too late for the God who breathes life into dry bones and calls futures back from the edge. As we continue, let your spirit stay open. Do not resist the pull you feel in your chest. Do not shrink back from the fire that is rising behind your ribs. You are being positioned for recovery, and the recovery will not be partial. It will be full, it will be overflowing, and it will be undeniable. Keep listening. The shift has only just begun. A sudden stillness falls over your atmosphere, like the world around you has been momentarily paused, so your spirit can hear more clearly. Something steps closer to you in the unseen, something precise, something intentional, something that has been waiting for permission to move. You can almost feel it by the pressure in your chest, the way the air becomes heavier, the way your mind sharpens without you trying. This is not imagination. This is alignment. It is the moment in a movie when the room darkens and a single beam of light falls on the chosen character, signaling that the story is shifting. That is what is happening to you now. A shift, a spiritual turning of pages, a divine recalibration of everything connected to your name. What was stuck is loosening. What was locked is cracking open. What resisted you for months or even years is losing its grip as the sequence of your restoration unfolds in real time. You are hearing this because the appointed moment has arrived. Destiny waits for no one, and yours has started moving again. You've walked through seasons where your soul felt stripped, where your heart felt empty, where pieces of you seemed to go missing after every battle. But you were never truly empty. You were being prepared. Sometimes heaven allows certain things to be removed, so the structure holding you can collapse and be rebuilt correctly. And while you experienced that collapse as loss, heaven saw it as recalibration, reconstruction, re-anchoring. Your spiritual DNA is being reconnected to the original blueprint, the one written before the storms came, before the wrong people entered, before the battles drained you. You are being brought back to the structure of who you were meant to be, before the world pressed its weight onto your shoulders. You may have felt weakened by what you endured, but your weakness was only the result of carrying a load that wasn't yours. Now the wrong weights are being lifted, the wrong connections severed, the wrong soul ties dissolved, and your strength is returning like breath into dry lungs. You are stepping into the part of your life where clarity returns, power rises, and purpose becomes unavoidable. Listen closely, because there is something you need to understand about your past battles. They were not random. They were not coincidences. They were not mistakes. Every attack that came against you targeted something you did not know you carried. The enemy saw your potential long before you realized it. Darkness recognized the blueprint of your destiny before you ever stepped into your calling. This is why you were fought so early, so deeply, and so consistently. The things that tried to destroy you were actually proof of what heaven placed within you. You were carrying spiritual technology you hadn't yet activated, so the enemy tried to break the device before you could turn it on. But here you are, still standing, still listening, still awakening. And now that the activation has begun, nothing in hell can stop what is written for you. You were not meant to break. You were meant to transform. You were not meant to end. You were meant to restart. Every wound you survived became a doorway. Every delay became a setup. Every betrayal became a revelation. And now the revelation is becoming recovery. Your spiritual structure is undergoing something rare right now. Angels are moving through the corridors of your inner world, performing operations that cannot be seen but will soon be felt. The places where you leaked energy are being sealed. The fragments of your soul that were scattered through past seasons are being retrieved. The memory of Eden, the memory of original identity, original strength, original purity, is awakening in you. This is why you feel a strange stirring in your chest, a pull in your emotions, a warmth in your hands, or an unexplainable calm washing over your mind. These are signs of divine rewiring, signs of frequency alignment, signs that the old code is being replaced with the original one. The fractures inside you are being knit together, not by human means but by supernatural precision. The surgery is delicate, ancient, intentional. It is restoring what was lost, repairing what was stolen, and returning what was taken piece by piece. There are timelines opening for you that were closed because of interference. There are paths being revealed that were hidden behind fog and confusion. There are opportunities circling you again, ones you thought were gone forever. But they were never gone. They were waiting for this version of you to rise. And now that you are rising, they are returning. Some of the blessings you thought were denied were actually delayed until you were strong enough to hold them. Some of the relationships you cried over were removed because the weight of your calling would have crushed them. Some of the opportunities that slipped from your hands had to fall because they were built on foundations that couldn't support your destiny. Everything is being reordered now. Everything is being restored in correct alignment. As you hear these words, the atmosphere around your life is being rewritten. What was draining you is losing access. What was blocking you is dissolving. What was resisting you is collapsing. And the version of you that is emerging, the healed version, the awakened version, the restored version, will walk into rooms with an authority you've never carried before. You are stepping into a season where your presence alone will shift things. Not because you changed on the outside, but because heaven changed you on the inside. Keep listening. The next wave of revelation is already forming. A cinematic hush sweeps over your spirit, as if an unseen curtain has been pulled back, revealing a realm you were never supposed to access this early. Something stands before you, vast, luminous, ancient, and even though your physical eyes cannot see it, your inner world knows exactly what it is. Your soul recognizes this presence the way a child recognizes home. The atmosphere thickens again, but this time it's not for warning. It's for unveiling. You feel a pressure at the back of your mind, a strange sensitivity in your chest, as though your spirit is stepping out of your body to listen more closely. This moment isn't random. You have been summoned into a higher room, and what is being spoken to you is written in a language that only awakened souls can understand. Your life is not continuing as it was. It is being rewrote, rewritten, restructured. You are walking through a spiritual corridor, and with every step, what was stolen from you is tracking its way back. There are shadows in your past that you never quite understood, moments that felt too heavy for the situation, emotions that hit harder than they should have, setbacks that made no logical sense. You blamed yourself for many of them, thinking you made wrong decisions, or that life was simply unfair. But now heaven is pulling the lens back, showing you the wider view. You were not wrestling with circumstances, you were wrestling with interference. You were not failing, you were being targeted. And you were not abandoned. You were being watched over, even when you felt most alone. The heaviness that clung to you was not yours. It was the residue of spiritual theft, the mark left behind by forces that tried to drain what you didn't even know you carried. Every time you felt like something slipped from your hands for no reason, it was because invisible hands tried to take what was meant for your future. But what they took, heaven has tracked. What they touched, heaven has reclaimed. Your story is being rewritten in the places where you thought it had ended. Listen carefully. There is a reason your heart has been feeling restless lately. There is a reason your spirit has been waking you up at unusual hours, a reason your thoughts have been circling old memories, a reason small things have been triggering deep emotions. This is not regression. This is restoration. You are remembering wounds that were never healed because the healing was saved for this moment. You are remembering promises that faded because the fulfillment is drawing near. Your soul is echoing with fragments of what was taken because those fragments are coming back to you. You are being prepared not only to receive, but to recognize what is returning. You can't step into restoration unless your spirit remembers what was lost. And that is why old emotions are resurfacing, not to hurt you again, but to heal you correctly. Heaven heals from the root, not the surface. What broke you years ago is losing its power over you now. What wounded you is closing. What haunted you is dissolving. There is angelic movement surrounding you, the kind that happens quietly, the kind you only feel in subtle shifts, your chest lightening for no reason, a sudden wave of peace, a strange warmth on your skin, a tingling inside your palms. These sensations are not random. They are signs that the atmosphere around your destiny is changing. Angels are collecting the pieces of your identity that were scattered, reorganizing the hidden architecture of your spiritual design. Your frequency is being lifted from survival mode into restoration mode. Your nervous system, your emotional memory, your inner world, they are all undergoing divine recalibration. This is why you may feel tired one moment and energized the next, emotional in one breath and powerful in another. You are not unstable. You are awakening. The rewiring is active. The reconstruction is underway. What was broken in you is being rebuilt with celestial precision. And when it is complete, you will carry a strength that surprises even you. There are people who walked away from you and believed they took pieces of your life with them. Your confidence, your joy, your hope, your direction. But they never realized that what they stole was only temporary. Heaven does not allow anything connected to your destiny to remain in the hands of the wrong people. Some people were removed so the restoration could be clean. Some people left so the return could be pure. Some connections fell apart because they were built on contamination and interference. And now you are entering the season where heaven returns everything that was taken, without the people who tried to claim ownership of your story. The recovery will be personal. It will be intimate. It will be yours alone. Those who betrayed you will not partake in your blessings. Those who lied about you will not benefit from your breakthrough. Those who mocked you will not stand beside you when heaven lifts you. Your restoration will be public, but the pain that led to it will remain private, sealed and healed. As this restoration unfolds, you may notice strange synchronicities, opportunities reappearing, old dreams resurfacing, long-forgotten passions stirring, unexpected messages or encounters happening at precise moments. This is not coincidence. This is divine timing. The timeline that was interrupted is reconnecting. The future that was delayed is accelerating. The destiny that was tampered with is being restored at a pace that will shock you. You are stepping into a version of life that was preserved for you since the beginning, guarded until the moment your spirit could carry it without breaking. And now, you are ready. You are rising. You are returning to yourself. Stay with me. The revelation is deepening, and the spiritual shift that follows will rewrite everything you thought you lost. A sudden cinematic silence wraps around you, the kind that happens in a movie just before destiny appears on screen. Something steps forward in the unseen, something ancient, authoritative, and impossibly familiar. And your entire inner world reacts as if your soul has been waiting centuries for this moment. Your breath steadies. Your chest tightens. Your awareness sharpens. You can feel it. This is the point where everything shifts. This is the spiritual intersection where your past stops speaking and your future starts pulling. You are standing in the threshold between what hurt you and what will heal you, between what was stolen and what is returning, between who you were forced to become and who you were always meant to be. This moment is not symbolic. It is structural. It is the divine reconstruction of your story. And heaven has chosen to reveal it to you now, because the hour of your restoration can no longer be delayed. There is a reason your spirit has been restless, a reason you've been sensing a change, even without evidence, a reason your emotions have risen and fallen like tides with no explanation. Your inner world knows before your outer world catches up. Your spiritual biology has been preparing for a recovery so large, so sweeping, so supernatural that your physical life has been feeling the vibration of it long before the manifestation. The old cycle you lived in, loss, delay, confusion, spiritual interference, has expired. It cannot continue. Its time is over. Heaven has withdrawn permission for anything to keep draining you. What once had access no longer does. What once pursued you cannot find you anymore. What once wounded you cannot reach you again. The seals have been broken, the chains dissolved, the spiritual signatures of the enemy erased. You are no longer living under the residue of past seasons. You are stepping into a new structure, one built with divine intention and guarded by realms that darkness cannot enter. Everything that was taken from you, every opportunity, every blessing, every open door, every piece of your joy, every drop of your strength has been in holding, waiting for this exact hour. Heaven does not return things randomly. Heaven returns them when the soul is strong enough to hold them without losing itself again. And you are finally at that point. The spiritual wounds that made you vulnerable have been closed. The leaks in your identity have been sealed. The heaviness in your spirit has been lifted. You are no longer walking with broken armor. You are walking with a restored blueprint. What is coming back to you will not slip away this time. What is rising in your life will not crumble. What is being rebuilt will not collapse. This is not a repeat of past cycles. This is the divine reversal that those past cycles prepared you for. Listen closely now, because this is the part your spirit has been waiting to hear. Nothing you lost is truly lost. Nothing taken from you vanished. Nothing the enemy interfered with is gone forever. Every piece of your destiny has been safeguarded until your awakening aligned with heaven's timing. And that timing is now. The return will not be subtle. It will not be quiet. It will not be partial. It will unfold with power. It will unfold with clarity. It will unfold with precision so unmistakable that even those who doubted you will feel the atmosphere around you change. You will walk into days where blessings appear out of nowhere, where opportunities reconnect themselves, where peace returns like a forgotten language your soul suddenly remembers fluently. You will step into moments that feel like déjà vu, because they are restorations of times you were meant to experience long ago. Heaven is giving you back what time, people, and spiritual interference took, and it is giving it back multiplied. So breathe, stand still for a moment, feel what is happening inside you. This is the beginning of the greatest recovery your life has ever seen. The shadows that followed you are fading. The heaviness that clung to you is breaking. The version of you that survived everything is stepping into the reward for surviving. What was lost is returning. What was broken is repairing. What was taken is coming home. And your spirit knows it. Your destiny knows it. Heaven knows it. This is your restoration. And it starts now.